Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the second round of the AWRF video conferences in place of our product fair for the spring. First up on the agenda today is Ben Windes from the Crosby Group, and he is going to be going over their BlokCam product line. So with that, Ben, I'll let you have the floor.
Thank you, Kurt. Hi, everyone. As Kurt said, my name is Ben Windes, and I'm the Product Director for Crosby BlokCam. Today, I'm going to give you a brief introduction as to why we do what we do, how we do it, and what products we provide to achieve our goals. It's fair to say that without cranes, crane operators and the wider lifting crew, that many sectors would grind to a halt. It's our firm belief that the lifting industry is at the heart of construction, the renewables sector, manufacturing, oil and gas, and so on. To keep these sectors moving, we need to do what we can to keep everyone out of harm's way. How do we do that? Simple. By improving communication. If we can increase awareness during a lifting operation, then it stands to reason that we will reduce risk. To improve communication and awareness, we provide innovative, high-quality hook-mounted safety systems, such as cameras to reduce blind lifting and warning systems to draw attention to the lift and the load. The first product I'd like to introduce is the BlokCam. The BlokCam is a wireless crane camera system that magnetically attaches to the hook block, captures video and audio from the hook block's perspective, and transmits the data back to the crane cab. What does this do for the crane operator? It gives him another tool to add to his crane operating belt, providing an additional overview of each lift, load, and the surroundings. As you'll see in the upcoming video, all of the magnetically mounted parts are tethered with certified lanyards. I'm going to talk you through the process of what's happening here. So my colleague is currently fitting the transmitter to the hook block. And on top of the transmitter, he's fitting the antennas. This transmitter is powered by that battery. And also, a third component that mounts to the block magnetically is the physical camera itself. Now, this camera plugs into the transmitter like so, and the camera is not only fitted with a camera, we call it a sensor. The sensor is not only fitted with the camera, it's fitted with a microphone. So everything that the camera sees and hears below the block is recorded, stored on an SD card, and transmitted to the crane operator for a live feed. You can see here that my colleague is fitting safety lanyards. That's hopefully to appease those of you that are wondering whether this is going to fall off the block. That simply doesn't happen. Each and every item that is magnetically mounted is tethered with a safety lanyard, with a safety tether. Even the cables that go from one component to the other have small magnets on them to keep the cables tucked back so they don't protrude or get caught on anything such as rebar, scaffolding, or any other third-party objects. And that short 2-minute video concludes the installation of a BlokCam system to the hook block of a crane. What are the benefits of using a BlokCam? Well, in my view, the benefits are unquestionable. Picture this. You are behind the wheel of your car and someone asks you to drive with a blindfold on, but you have to take the instructions whilst driving blindfolded from the passenger, from the person in the seat next to you. Would you drive less efficiently? I'm pretty sure that most of you would agree that yes, you would be driving less efficiently and less safely. Yet crane operators are required to do this every day. If you remove the blindfold, or in this case, provide a camera, it stands to reason that the operator will work more efficiently. From a safety perspective, you can reduce blind lifting, improve communication, make the job less stressful for the crane operator, and in turn reduce the risk of fatigue, impacts and collisions. Then you will improve the safety of each and every lifting operation. The next slide shows a video taken from a site, the next video slide shows a video taken from a site demonstration. The footage shows the benefits of using a camera in an open and blind lift scenarios. It also demonstrates the capabilities of the camera when moving from broad daylight into a shaded area, the recording function and the audio ability. This particular demonstration was done on a Crossrail site where the main contractor was undertaking lots of shaft work, lots of tunneling work, lots of blind lifting, and also in this scenario that you're viewing here, an open lift scenario. So in this particular scenario, the crane operator is able to see the load. He is able to see the cage or the basket that he's lifting, but now he can see it from a bird's eye perspective. You can see how close he's getting to the barriers at the side. And for those of you that have your speakers turned up loud enough, you'll also be able to hear the site noise and the chains rattling, which means that you can not only see when the chains go tight and loose, you can hear it as well. We're now going to jump to a blind lift scenario. In this particular scenario, as things stand where the hook block is now, the crane operator can see the hook block. But approximately 5, 6, 7 seconds from now, as the hook block starts to enter the shaded area and start to drop below the top level, the crane operator loses sight of his hook block. You'll have to take my word for that, because we don't have this view from the operator's perspective. But around about there, the crane operator is losing sight of the block, and he cannot see where the hook block is going without the use of a camera. With the camera in play, he can hear the site noise, he can hear any verbal commands that may be directed up towards the hook block. You can hear the chains going slack on the floor, and shortly you'll be able to hear the rigger, the slinger signaller, the dogman giving some instructions and responding on the radio. The recorded footage that you're seeing is exactly the same footage that the crane operator sees. Everything is high definition. The camera is high definition. The monitor in the cab is high definition. The image produced is high definition. Okay, that takes us on to the next slide. The camera system that you just saw was the X2 camera system. So I'm going to briefly go into what the X2 camera system is, which applications it's best suited, and what's included. So as standard, both the X2 camera system, pictured here, and the M3 system, which we'll come to later, come with the following features. Recording as standard, and that recording is tamper-proof. It cannot be deleted by a guilty party. It can be used for training purposes. It can be used for learning and education. Also, as I've already stated, everything is high definition. Everything on the hook block is powered by a battery, as you saw in a previous slide. And each system comes with 2 batteries. Each battery is capable of capable of running for a full 12-hour shift. And with a 5-hour recharge time, this means you can run your camera system 24 hours a day. The sensor, the camera, and the microphone that go on the hook block have a rotating lens. This is important because we want to make sure that we can fit the lens on any side of the hook block whilst maintaining the correct orientation, the correct image, the correct view for the crane operator. All of the BlokCam parts are low profile, CNC machined parts that are CNC machined from a solid billet of aluminium. This purpose-built housing is designed and fit for purpose and designed to withstand impact. You can swap your X2 system from this crane, from a tower crane, a silo jib crane, to a flat top crane, to a luffing crane, which makes your asset more valuable. And all BlokCam products that I'm going to discuss today come with a 12-month warranty. What's included in each system? In an X2 system, which comes in a rugged case, you get a sensor, the transmitter, 2 batteries, the repeater, which typically goes on the end of the jib, a processor and monitor for in the cab, a battery charging station, which typically goes in the site office or a site cabin, and of course you get all the mounting accessories and cables and ancillaries required to complete the installation. As I've already alluded to, the X2 crane camera system typically is best suited to fixed lattice jib installations such as luffers, saddles, flat tops, and to step away from the tower cranes, it's also suitable for lattice jib crawlers, especially when working down a shaft. The second camera system that we offer is the M3 camera system. Just like the X2 camera system, it comes in a rugged case, complete with a sensor, a transmitter, 2 batteries, chargers, all the ancillaries required. But instead of the repeater and a standalone monitor and the processor, the M3 screen has all of those things rolled into one. And the reason everything has been combined is for the telescopic market, for the mobile market, where fast installation and removal is required. The M3 camera system comes with all of the same benefits and standard features that the X2 camera system comes with. So just like the X2 camera system, it records, it's made out of the same parts and components. It's the same high standard that we expect from ourselves. The difference between the M3 system and the X2 system, and the reason we designed the M3 system, was to facilitate a different market, to facilitate different applications. In this case, and generally speaking, the M3 camera system is best suited to telescopic cranes and where shorter transmission distances apply, such as mobiles, port cranes, overhead cranes, and telescopic crawlers. So that concludes the products, the camera products part of the presentation. Now I'd like to move on to the block alert. So the block alert is designed to warn site personnel to their proximity of the hook block and load. This warning is produced by the block alert unit, which is magnetically mounted to the hook block, and activated by the lifting crew controlling the operation. Unlike whistles and air horns, because the audible alert and visible beacon are on the block, your attention is drawn towards the potential hazard instead of away from it. As you'll see in the following video, the block alert system can be installed and removed in 1 minute. So we're just going to go ahead and fit the tether to a safe and secure point on the hook block. Using the built-in fold-away handles, I'm going to drop the block alert into place. I'm going to attach a rapid link to connect the tether to the block alert receiver unit. Turn it on and operate like so. There are 4 buttons as standard on each remote, on each handheld fob. If you had 4 cranes on one construction site or 4 cranes in one specific area, you can program each button to operate a separate block alert device on each crane. And as you can see in the frozen picture there, we use the handles to lever the magnetic unit off the block and put it away in its rugged case. Similar to the other products, the block alert comes in a rugged case. It comes with the block alert unit itself, 2 handheld remotes, battery charger, and all ancillaries required to do the job. As illustrated in the picture, when the handheld fob is activated by the riggers or lifting crew, the signal is transmitted to the receiver on the hook block of the crane. On receipt of the signal from the transmitter, the receiver is activated, alerting the workforce to the proximity of the hook block. The block alert comes with several features, including a choice of 4 beacon colours, easy pairing and unpairing of additional transmitters and receivers, built-in fold-away carrier handles. It has a lithium battery that will last for approximately 124 hours. And just like the camera systems, the block alert is CNC machined from a solid billet of aluminium, built for purpose, designed to withstand impact. That takes me to the end of my presentation. I'd like to thank you for listening and address any questions you may have.
I am looking in the Q&A feature. If you have any questions, please use the Q&A box below or raise your hand and I'd be happy to unmute you so you could ask your question. All right, well, I'm not seeing any questions here, but if you have any questions that get submitted to the office, we will definitely relay those to you guys. Thank you for your presentation and please wait for our next presenter, Industrial Magnetics.
Thank you for listening all.